Hi everyone and welcome to this week's live stream GuitarQuest lesson. So this week we're going to do something a little different. So rather than following the usual GuitarQuest books, we've currently been working on GuitarQuest 4. We are going to have a look at how to play Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. It's got a really iconic intro riff. It's really well known and actually suits, the technical level suits really well where we're at in GuitarQuest 4. So that's a good one to get stuck into. And there's some chords as well, so we'll have a look at those. So we'll get stuck into that shortly, but before we do, just a couple of things to think about. So if you're on a device that might have notifications pinging away, then please do turn those notifications off so we get our dedicated half-an-hour guitar time. If there happens to be any children watching, then I suggest having that out in the room just to help explain some of the ideas. And yeah, that's the chat function. I always forget to say that. So yeah, we have the chat function available. So if you have any questions, please do fire away as we work our way through, and I will do my best to answer any questions as we go. So let's get started then. We're just going to check our tuning. So you want your bottom E to sound the same as this. I've checked my guitar already. So just adjust your sixth string until it sounds the same. Over the last few weeks we've been talking about tuning it by ear. We're not going to worry about that today, so we'll just go straight onto the A string. Okay, and then onto the D string. Again, just adjusting the pegs until they sound in tune. Okay, and then onto G. Okay, and then B, the second string. Okay, and then E, which is our top string. Okay, good stuff. So hopefully we're all in tune there. We'll strum through a few chords in just a second, but the chords we're going to use will be in relation to Fast Car. So before we get going, if you're on the mailing list, then you should have received the music already. But if you're not, then you may not have. So if I just bring, hopefully, the right thing up onto the screen here. So if you head over to my website, I put a link in the chat. So yeah, if you come over here, say GuitarQuest, then GuitarQuest Extra Tunes, that'll bring you to this page. You come down here and then you can just click on that PDF download and you'll get the music that we are going to be working from today. So that's that. So as a bit of a warm-up, what we're going to do is look at the chords that are used in Fast Car. These come more in the chorus kind of sections. So we're just going to use them as like an arpeggio exercise just to kind of get fingers moving and things like that. So we're going to start off with the C chord, hopefully one you're familiar with. So second string first fret with the first finger, middle finger, fourth string second, and third finger fifth string third. And when we strum, try and avoid that sixth string. Okay, that's that one. Then we've got G. You've got the two different ways of playing G. So you could go fingers 1, 2, and 3. Or you could move that third finger to the second string at the third fret and put the pinky on the first string third. That's perfectly fine as well, whichever G you prefer, not a problem. Then we've got E minor, nice and easy E minor. If you've been following the GuitarQuest course, then you'll know all these chords by now, hopefully. Particularly E minor, that was the first one we did, way back in GuitarQuest 1 a couple of years ago now. So yeah, should be very familiar. And then D is the final one. So our first finger is third string second finger is first string second fret, and our third finger is second string third fret. Okay, so those are our 4 chords. So just to recap, we're going to go C to G to E minor and then to D. Okay, and because Fast Car is more of a fingerstyle riff, what we're going to do is take these chords and just practice our arpeggios like we've done in previous weeks. So I demonstrate, we're going to play the root note of the chords. So in the case of C, it's the 5th string, and then we're going to play strings 1, 2, and 3. We'll do that a couple of times. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're going to switch to G again, whichever one you want. The root notes on the 6th string this time, so we play the 6th string and then strings 1, 2, 3. We do that a couple of times. We've got E minor, again the root on the 6th string, strings 1, 2, and 3 again. And it's worth pointing out when you do that that actually we're not actually going to play the 4th or the 5th strings where your fingers are pushing down. So in theory, you don't have to put those fingers down, but I'd always recommend it anyway, because just in case you hit a wrong string or something, or it's just a good habit to get into, really. So yeah. So just to recap: C, the root is on the 5th string. G, the root is on the 6th. E minor, the root's on the 6th. And then the final one is D. Our root note's on the 4th string. And so we play that one, and I'm going to follow that with strings 1, 2, and 3. And we'll do that a couple of times as well. So when we put it all together, this is how it's going to sound. So I'll just play it to you. So C, then G, E minor, and then D. Okay, so those are the chords that come in the pre-chorus. It's not how they play it. We'll get onto that shortly. But let's try that together. The good thing about that is it's getting us prepped for the chords we need, and it's getting our right hand fingers just loosened up a little bit, ready for that intro. So, okay, hopefully that makes sense. Starting on the C chord. Remember, we do basically the pattern twice on each chord. So here we go. Okay, so 3 and 4 and. We do it again. We change to G. Minor, D, we go round again, so back to C, and G, E minor, and D. Okay, so that's just kind of setting the scene, I suppose, for what's going to follow. So what we're going to do is start off with the main intro. So I'll just play a bit of it initially. So we've got this. So that's the bit we're going to have a go at to begin with. Now there's a big jump in the middle there, which you may have noticed. So we'll talk about that in a second. But to begin with, it's like a bit of a C chord, but we don't need to make the full C shape. So we're going to put 3rd finger, 5th string, 3rd fret for the C, and then we're going to play an open G and an open B with it. So open 2nd, 3rd strings, and then we do a hammer on with our 1st finger to the 2nd string, 1st fret for the C note. And if you play it quite slowly, it's quite hard to hear that sound, but once you can pick the speed up, that hammer on should sound a little bit cleaner and more obvious, because it's there's more energy in the string basically. So yeah, we start with that. So strings 2, 3, and 5. Do the hammer on, and then we're going to lift off and do the open strings again. Okay, then we're going to change to a bit of a G chord shape. I'd suggest fingers 2 and 3 here. So 6th string 3rd fret and 2nd string 3rd fret, and we're going to have an open 3rd there as well. So G, G, and D are the notes. So far then we've got our C bit at the beginning, and we change to that, and then we're going to repluck the 2nd string and then the 3rd string. Okay. So timing wise, we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so let's try that first bar together and just see how we go. So I'm going to count us in. I'm just going to go 4 and then we come in. So yeah, good luck. Let's see how you get on. Okay, so 4 and. Okay, that's it. I've just seen a question. How do you play the upper D? So I assume you're referring to the second string 3rd fret. So when we get to that note, we're going to do the D with the 3rd finger, 2nd string 3rd fret, and then our middle finger gets the G, 6th string 3rd fret. So hopefully that answers that. So it's a bit like a G chord, and effectively, you know, if you were playing the chords in the background, I'm not a great singer, but you get the idea. So if you have that chord progression in the back of your mind, so the first bar is C to G, and then the second bar is E minor to D, then that might help guide you a little bit in terms of what fingers to use. So, but let's try it again. We'll try it a couple of times, I think. So just that very first bar. Okay, so here we go. So 1 and 2. Okay, so 3 and 4 and. Okay, and one more time. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you've been following the GuitarQuest lessons, you'll know that we've been learning the notes further up the fretboard. So we're going to jump up the fretboard a bit, and we're going to get an E, 5th string 7th fret with our first finger. And then we're going to get a G, 2nd string 8th fret with our middle finger. You could go 3rd finger there, but if you go middle finger and get in the habit of it, there's a bit that comes later that becomes a bit easier. So I'd recommend 1 and 2, but you know, if 1 and 3 is what works for you here, maybe go with it. But yeah, 1 and 2 would be a better option. So when we get down to bar 6, it will become more obvious as to why that is. Okay, so yeah, so we do our first finger onto the 5th string 7th fret, that's our E note. Our middle finger onto the 2nd string 8th fret for the G, and then we're going to have an open 3rd string as well. And we just pluck those 3 together. Okay, so now we have. Okay, so hopefully you can start to hear that main intro riff coming together. What I would suggest, like normally I'd recommend that you don't just stare at the guitar the whole time. Try and keep your eyes forward, whether you're looking at music or not. You know, and it's better not to be just leaning over. You know, posture is better for us. However, on this one, maybe we're looking ahead for the first bit. And when we come to this bit here, this is effectively the E minor section, you probably want to have a glance down at the fretboard because it's a big jump to go from there to there, okay? And in terms of keeping the timing, it is a big jump, and that's really going to come down to confidence, I would say. So don't worry if it feels a little bit slow to begin with and you feel like you're losing time and stuff. Just keep going with it, like you will get there, and it's like I say, it's that confidence to go from there to there and land at the right place and all that kind of thing. So okay, I just see another question. Can I play the D with the 4th finger? Yeah, you could do. It hurts so much. Okay, let me know which bar that's referring to. Nothing should be hurting in particular. It might be the pressure through the fingers. Sometimes, you know, that can be a bit painful at times. That's part and parcel of playing guitar, or you know, you get used to it though. So hopefully that's all it is. So yeah, okay. So we jumped up to this one. That's our E minor bit, and then to finish that bar off, what we're going to do is first finger comes down to the 5th fret, staying on the 5th string, and then our 3rd finger this time is going to go to the 2nd string 7th fret. That's the F sharp, and then the open 3rd string with it, the G. So I'm just trying to keep my middle finger out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So it's 1st finger and 3rd finger, and that's what we're going to end up with. So the D, open G, and an F sharp. Okay. Just a comment in relation to that previous question. Can I play the D with the fourth finger? It hurts so much, and that's the upper chord. So I think you're referring to that one. I wouldn't go with the pinky finger there, because what we have to do in shortly is reach up to the 10th fret with the pinky finger, and that's why we're keeping the hand in the position that it's in. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's answered that. So yeah, okay, let me just demonstrate then the first line. So we know the first bit now. Then we're going to jump up, get frets 7 and 8, and then we come down to frets 5 and 7, and then we're going to pluck strings 2 and 3 at the end just to sort of round it off. Okay, so let me just demonstrate with the timing. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so that timing there is 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so yeah, let's try it together and see how we go. So bars 1 and 2. Good luck, everybody. After 4. Okay, so 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Let's try again a little bit, go just a little bit faster. So just in Colin can't find the first chord. So the first chord is effectively like a little bit of a C. So if you find it easier to just drop into a C chord, you could hold the middle finger down and make that entire chord shape, and then you know it will. Yeah. Sometimes making the full chord shapes can actually be easier because your fingers are so used to doing it. The upper one, yeah, it's a tricky one. If you find fingers 1 and 2 hard, then go 1 and 3. I would suggest. Okay, let's try it together. So first line, and actually the second line is exactly the same. So we're going to attempt to play it twice. Okay, which would be lines 1 and 2. Okay, so here we go. So 3 and 4 and. Oh, sorry, I went too fast. So 3 and 4 and. And we repeat. Okay, so you can sort of hear it coming together, hopefully. Obviously, the original's a bit faster than that, but that's what you want to do, and then take it slow, build up. Okay, so the third line then, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. The first bar is the same, so exactly the same, and we jump up in exactly the same way. But this is why I suggest fingers 1 and 2, because we're going to reach up with the pinky finger to the 10th fret to get the note A, and then we come back to the G there. So on the second string, the only notes that are changing are on the second string. So we play the first bit as before, get the pinky down to the 10th fret, and then lift it off again, and we're back at the 8th. So if you can hold your middle finger down while you're playing that 10th fret, then it means when you lift off, it's already in the right place. So that would be my recommendation, rather than letting it go there and then having to come back again. So these are just little things that just build good technique, really. But I do appreciate they make it a bit harder. So you have to try and find what works for you as well. So yeah, that's that bit. And then we come down to the same last final chords. And then this time we play that, and we're going to reach the pinky up again to the 8th fret, and then back to the 7th. So again, if we can hold that third finger down, that's going to make our life a bit easier. Although that might not necessarily feel it at the moment, but that it will longer term. Okay, so you have to trust me on that. Okay, so that section then it's going to be. Okay, so let's try that line together, just nice and slow. Again, I appreciate we're moving fairly quickly, but hopefully it's kind of making sense anyway. So, okay, from the beginning of line 3, then here we go. Okay, so 3 and 4 and. Jump up. Okay, so that's that. And then top of the second page, this is pretty much the same as the first line again. Starts off the same. The only difference is when we get here, rather than going straight to there, we're going to add strings 2 and 3 in again. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So just play it again. So it's the same as previously. Then we play strings 2 and 3, and quickly change to that final chord, and then the same 2 notes at the end. Okay, so let me just demonstrate that last line. So. Okay, so that's basically the intro. So let's try it together. We'll see if we can work our way through. So all 4 lines, and we'll just have a little discussion on how that then fits into the verses after that. Okay, so from the top, good luck everybody. Here we go. Okay, so 3 and 4 and. Third line. This is the extra pinky note. And this is the 4th line. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully that makes sense. Give yourself a pat on the back if you managed to play along. Very well done if you did. If you didn't, obviously no problem. You know, just take your time with it and work your way through. So, as I say, that's the intro. When it comes to the verses, it's basically just the same thing. So if I was playing this, I would play the first line throughout the verses, maybe the 4th line as well, because it's pretty much the same. You just get that. And to be fair, I'd probably mix it up a little bit. And yeah, just kind of stick to those 2 lines because they're basically the same, so you can kind of interchange them a little bit. You know, if you listen to the recording very carefully, you'll hear where the first line's played and where the third line's played. But because they're played so many times, I didn't go through it in that level of detail. So just take your pick and stick with it, really. So, okay, so after we played it lots of times and it's listed on the final page how many times you've got to play it, we eventually get to the chorus. So we're going to have a think about that now as well. So we're going to come, for the chorus, we come onto our C chords. We strum down on beat 1, nothing on beat 2. Then we're going to strum again on the and after 2. And then I've written as up, down, so nothing on the 3 and 4. You could go down, down there as well if you wanted to. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, and then the next 3 bars, we've got a G, E minor, and D. And this is again, if you've been following GuitarQuest books, we talked about. At least I think we did it. I'm trying to remember. I've been working on book 5 recently, and I can't remember if it's in book 5 or book 4. I think it's in book 4, so I think we've covered it. But it's the world's most common strumming pattern. So that's our down, down, up, down. Okay, so we do that for G, E minor, and D. So if I demonstrate then those 4 bars, referring to music, these are bars 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. G, hopefully that makes sense. Bar 9, where we have the C, is very similar to the usual strumming pattern that we play. It's just rather than going down, down, up, we're going to go down, have a little pause, and then play down again. So, yeah, you know, hopefully that makes sense anyway. But let's try it together and see how we go. Okay, so starting on that C chords. Good luck, everybody. After 4, so we'll go a little bit faster here because we're just strumming, but you know, we won't go full speed or anything. Okay, so here we go. So 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then G, E minor, and D. Okay. So that's the sort of the chorus, or the first part of the chorus. And then referring to bars 13 to 14, in bar, yeah, they maintain the same strumming pattern, but this time we're going to change from C to G, and this does make it a bit harder, so you have to try and bear with us on this one. So we go down, down, up. Okay, so the first up strum of that strumming pattern, we're going to change to the G. So we start on the C, so down, down, and then change to the G, and stay on the G. Okay, so just play that again. So it's down, down, up, down. Or if we're calling the chord names out, it'd be C, G. Okay, and then the final bar is just a D with the same strumming pattern. And we do it again. Bar 15 is just a down strum on beat 1 on the C, and then again on the and after beat 2 on the D. So be 1, 2, and 3, 4. And that just gives us that nice kind of finish to it. So let's try bars 13 to 15 together and see if we can work our way through it. So starting on the C chord, here we go. So just nice and slow. Okay, so 3, 4. So C, G, D. Repeat those 2 bars. C, G, and D. And bar 15. C, 2, D, 4. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So I think what we should try then is the whole of the intro, a couple of rounds of bars. So in the verse section, basically I've written to play bars 3 and 4. So we'll play that a couple of times, and then we'll get into the chorus and see if we can play through the whole thing, or the whole of the chorus, I should say. So hopefully that makes sense. So it's the intro, then the second line on page 2 twice, and then the chorus as written on the rest of page 2 and page 3. So good luck, everybody. Here we go. So just nice and slow. Okay, so after 4, so 3 and 4 and jump up. Bit with the pinky finger. Verse. I'm going to play that line again. Chorus, so it's C, 2 and 3 and 4, normal strumming pattern, E minor, and D, and then when we change to the D, a G, and then strumming. Repeat that line. And then the last line. 3, 4. Okay, cool. So that's basically the entire song. Just so you know, as you come onto the final page, this is just the outro really, which is the first part of the first bar. So, and we just hold it there. So you've got the first, exactly the same C bit. And we get onto that G chord, or a bit of a G chord, and you just hold it. So, that is the entire song. So if you managed to play along when we played it a second ago, then give yourself a pat on the back. Very well done. You know, it's a good challenge for where we're at in the GuitarQuest series of lessons. But I appreciate there is a bit of jumping around the fretboard and so on. So it is still quite a challenge. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it and it wasn't too daunting or too challenging, should we say. So yeah, so just one other little thing then would be on the final page of the sheets I made available, I've got the song structure written. So we've got the intro basically it's written on the page, and then you've got verse 1 and a riff or a break, so you've got to play that 6 times. Verse 2, same again. Verse 3, same again. Verse 4, you only have to do it 4 times. So, you know, you've got to play that, what's that, 22 times, I think, before you even get to the chorus. So hence not writing it out in its entirety, because obviously there's going to be a lot of pages and a lot of repetition. So, but once you kind of get the idea, it's like, okay, well, actually I'm just doing the same thing round and round in circles. So yeah, and beyond that first chorus, it's much the same. You get the riff a couple of times, another verse and a riff, then the chorus, same kind of thing before you eventually finish. So being confident with that riff, you know, that's probably about 80% of the song, I suppose, something like that. And then, you know, if you're comfortable with chords, hopefully that chorus section is not too bad either. So okay, so there haven't been any further questions, so I think that's probably going to be a good place for us to finish up. Obviously the song is by Tracy Chapman, so if you don't know it, then please do check that out. And remember, you can always, on YouTube, you can always slow things down, and you know, you could chuck it or put it to half speed, for example, and try playing along with that. This lesson itself will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, so obviously we played sections of it together, so if they were too fast you could slow those down. But yeah, you know, it's all there, so hopefully you'll make sense of it, basically. So that's pretty much it for this week. So I hope you enjoyed the deviation away from GuitarQuest 4 and onto Fast Car. And yeah, we will, if you, well, yeah, I should say, if you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up and share it around with anybody you think might enjoy it. If you're feeling confident, feeling brave, then please feel free to record yourself playing. It'd be really interesting to see how you got on. If you've got any questions, even if they're later on, you can post them underneath the video, and I'll do my best to get back to you as well. Other than that, our next live stream will be next week, so that's the Thursday 25th of June. And yeah, we'll probably leave it there for today, I think. So very best of luck with the practice, and I will look forward to seeing hopefully some of you next week. All right, take care everybody. Bye bye.